Well, that's race one done, folks. Let's go down to Nick Brown pit side.
Well, we're making our way through the mini stocks. We're going to try and catch up with Steve after that first drive around the new track here at Waikaraka Park. Certainly got his grips on that one, didn't he? But Steve Flynn is just bringing his car in, so we'll be picking him up in the pits. They've got the mini stocks ready to go out right now. Number 14A, she's all the way from Whangarei. Northland Toyota sponsor. Christie's ready to get out there and have a great run on the track. But we're waiting for Steve Flynn to come in as the cars get ready for the second race. It's going to be the mini stocks heading out there now. Any moment now, this big old car is going to come around here. I'd just love to know what he thought about going 3 wide around Waikaraka for the... That is the fastest Heat 1 Hun we've seen here at Waikaraka. So the fastest Heat 1 ever at Waikaraka Park. Just goes to show this is a pretty fast track out there at the moment. It's a little hard to hear, I think, with all the cars revving up in the background. Steve will be coming in any second now. The crew are just getting ready for the big Burger King car. Okay, we're just waiting for the kids to get out there. I'll let Hans get it. And here he comes, Steve Flynn. We'll get them after this next race.
Thanks for that, Nick. Of course, down there bringing us all the updates pit side. Of course, that newly renovated pit's certainly very, very spacious as well, and fantastic to have that extra development put in as the mini stocks make their way out onto the racetrack. This, of course, young 12 to 16-year-olds. One of the many starter classes in Speedway. Fantastic to have these young boys and girls. Of course, this is where they start their Speedway careers, and as it's seen in the past, some of them that go on to becoming our champions, of course, as they have in the past. The guys and girls in this field will certainly go on to doing that. Fantastic presentation as well. Of course, 12 to 1600cc Datsun engines in them. Non-contact class, so any intentional contact unable to happen. Field of 27 cars out there for 3 races this evening. So a number of rookies starting as well out there this season. Of course, this their first race. Once they do reach that 16-year-old age group, then that's where they do age out.
It's always great to see such a big field of them as well as they grid up down on the back straight.
117 of Corey Matheson and the 571A will start off grids 1 and 2 for this one. 65 of Mills out of grid number 3. 27A out of grid number 4. 8A of Jake Holland will go off grid number 5 of the 28. Out of a grid number 6 of Jackson Hazelman. 37A of Peyton Zimmerman Brown off grid 7. The 113 of Tyson Matthews out of grid 8. 99A Carlos Chestnut out of grid number 9. The 15A off grid number 10. 23A of Jordan Borden out of grid number 11. 88H from Huntley, Caleb Miller off grid number 12. The 5H of Thomas Beckett off grid number 13. 66A out of grid number 14. The 213H from Huntley of Harris Green off grid number 15. 82A of Stephen Skelton out of grid 16. 28A of Jackson Hazelman from 17. The 17A of Corbin Seals from grid number 18. 131A of grid 19. 29A of Blake Lockett from grid number 20. The 195A of Alice Trenner from grid 21. 14A Christy Forney from 22. 74H and the 741 of Tiana Chatfield from grid 23 and 24. The 76A and 4A from grids 25 and 26, and the grid 27, the 54A. As the Sensor Pro Pace Ute pulls away, getting ourselves ready to go. Heat number 1 for the mini stocks. We've got the green. Down into turns 1 and 2 they run, of course. As mentioned, contact not really, or not allowed in this class. Unintended contact, can understand and give and take as they work through turns 3 and 4 for their first lap of their first race. And already you can see cars going 3 to 4 cars wide. Early race leader Kingston Mills, the 65H out of Huntley from the 117, and the 99 of Carlos Chestnut from Auckland. That's the top 3. So it's a Huntley 1-2, Auckland in third currently. They're starting to pull away a little bit from the 23 of Baldwin as they go down through turns 1 and 2. Of course, that's young Lucas Baldwin in that car, and we go red.
Yeah, bit of contact down here in turn number 4. A little bit hard to see from our position. The 195A getting caught up in a bit of action. So we will... Looks like we're going to be set to go pretty quickly here with a restart. Of course, 8 laps to run in this one. Heat 1 of the mini stocks here at Waikaraka Speedway. It is the 65 from Huntley of Kingston Mills that leads it from Corey Matheson in the 117 from Huntley. Go back to Carlos Chestnut, Lucas Baldwin, Jake Holland is rounding out your top 5. Great battle further back in the pack though, as there are cars absolutely everywhere at the moment. We look to pick them up on the timing screen, but it is Kingston Mills pretty comfortably in control. We'll go red again for the 195. So the Waikaraka safety crew jump into action to hook the car up and get them to the infield. Seven laps to run. Trust you're enjoying yourselves out there already. For opening night, don't forget to get yourself something to eat. Pretty hot out there as well, Hans. Make sure you stay hydrated.
Yeah, of course. A couple of coffee carts down behind the main grandstand on the front straight. And then, of course, as you mentioned, the food outlets as well. Of course, one down below the club rooms on the front straight there and behind it as well. Of course, plenty of food on offer in the fan van as well. So looks as though we're just about ready to go for a restart again as our clerk of course makes his way back. So it's Kingston Mills, the 65 out of Huntley, who leads it from the 23 of Baldwin, as the 195 of Annie Trenor on the back of the tow truck. So that front bumper on the right hand corner of the car has wrapped around. It's got very little to no steering, so that's her race done. No doubt with their crew, we'll be able to push that back out and should be able to go again. We're green, we're underway. So it's Kingston Mills, the 65 out of Huntley, who leads this one. Got the 99 of Carlos Chestnut right on his bumper, stressing him out though, so he's going to certainly know that he is there for the challenge.
This battle is going to be on as the 99 gives him a bit of a love tap down into turn number 3, lets him know he's there. He's going to tuck up the inside, down the front straight, and into turn number 1 they go, side by side. The 99 of Chestnut gets the job done as well.
And Lucas Baldwin there, he's just waiting for one of these two to make a mistake and he can try and jump in. It's the 117 out of Huntley. Corey Matheson though, that's sitting in third at the moment. He's managed to make that pass on Baldwin. So they fly down the front straight with 5 laps left to run.
Hard to take your eyes off this one up front, as Chestnut is just managing this race pretty nicely at the moment, as the 65 of Kingston Mills has now got the 117 right in behind him. He's going to do the same thing, try and tuck up the inside down the front straight.
Looking back to 4th and 5th spot, you've got Peyton Zimmerman Brown on the 37 there, currently rounding the top 5 with Baldwin just ahead as... Whoa, bit of rubbing and racing you can say happening on the back straight at the moment. Carlos Chestnut there in the 99 car, just having contact with one of our Huntley visitors, but we continue on, and Carlos Chestnut just trying to do what he can, get back into that comfortable race lead.
While that's happening, the 23 of Baldwin, he's just been silent assassin, just waiting, and he's there. Oh, just throws it up the inside.
They don't say rubbing's racing for nothing, do they? These two at the moment are certainly doing that. As the 65 of Kingston Mills is going to come into the party as well.
2 laps to run next time by. Baldwin in control, then go back to Mills, then it's Chestnut from Matheson, then it's Hazelman, sorry. Great racing, 2 laps to go this time by. Baldwin's just pulled a little bit of a gap, but he's got lap traffic, so it's going to maybe cause a little bit of a mayhem for him as he goes up wide, but Chestnut, oh, the 23 of Baldwin gets it a little bit wrong.
Yeah,
he got some issues.
He drifted it from down low, out wide, as the checkered flag has fallen. So the ELS, they're slightly off on that one, but the race win is going to go for the first one for the mini stocks to the 99 of Carlos Chestnut. Kingston Mills will come home in a second from Lucas Baldwin.
Mini stocks done and dusted. Do apologise for that. We had some different things coming up on the screen. So 8 laps completed for them.
Fantastic driving there from the mini stocks. Of course, a little bit of push and shove, but we will go down now pit side with Nick Brown and our first heat race winner of the Super Saloons 5B of Steve Flynn.
Thanks, guys. Steve Flynn. Now, a couple of things. You said you made a little bit of history here at Waikaraka Speedway there. The first race on the new track. What's your view of the new track?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I wasn't expecting it to actually be as drivey as it was when I went out the gate. I sort of thought, oh man, I might have missed it a little bit here, but yeah, it had some wicked drive in that track, and that banking's so cool. Yeah, you can just send it in as hard as you like, and you know you're going to get around. So yeah, it's pretty awesome.
You got a ton of grip in that turn one. You just flung the car in there. Did you think it was going to stick first time up?
Well, yeah, I had it set fairly loose, so I knew I'd be able to back it in. I knew I'd have to get a pretty good start to outrun Bodie into the first turn, which was going to be pretty crucial. So. But yeah, it's how I set it up for most tracks at the start of the night, and we were pretty confident it was going to be good.
Mate, here's the next bit about you making history. I was told, just as we were coming down the pits, the fastest ever first race at Waikaraka. Fastest ever first heat.
Oh, yeah? Oh, that's pretty cool to know. Yeah, we felt like we were pretty good. Yeah, we were pushing it fairly hard, but had to be a little cautious when we got into those lap cars. Just wanted to make sure I got through them all right and stayed in one piece.
All right, well, best of luck for the next one, and we might see you on the podium later on tonight.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah. I'll look forward to it.
Geez, you give the guy a big head when he starts out like that, but what a racer. Steve Flynn, 5B, Burger King car, watch out for it. Let's get ready, stock cars coming on the track.
Their first stock cars are out now for Heat 1 for them. 10 laps, the race distance. Big thanks to Nick Brown for all his efforts down in the pits. As we just sprinkle a little bit of moisture down onto this track surface. 10 laps, the race distance, the 71A of Regan Nash. Got Gary Lonergan in the 95, Corey Baker in the 45A, the 47 of Fletcher, Alicia Gordon in the 15, and it will be the 71 of Regan Nash. It looks like he will start off grid number 1 for this one. Stock cars, Heat 1 here at Waikaraka Speedway.
Yeah, there's certainly some quick cars here through this field, Hayden, and some guys as well, and girls that like to certainly use those things on the front and back of the car, the bumpers. Of course, stock cars destined and allowed to hit. And the guys and girls that do like to run 10 dub of Ben Ellis starting on the outside of the front row. Fantastic to see him make the trip up from down in the capital. Ethan Attenborough out of Huntley and behind him on the outside of that row.
Great field of stock cars. And how good is the presentation as well, Hans?
Certainly is fantastic for that first race, isn't it? And these guys and girls, they like to get that level of presentation up there looking very swish, and then you can say that come the end of the night or come a couple of meetings in, they certainly start to get a couple of dings and a couple of scratches along the bodywork and along the paintwork.
So Ethan Attenborough, and of course 17 of Dave Moore. Anyone that knows stock car racing knows who Dave Moore is. Of course, out of Huntley.
It's been very quick down there too, the last couple of meetings they've had. Of course, had a few of the local guys and girls also travelling down those ways as we've waited on facility work to happen. Gary Lonnan, of course, a guy that does double duties there in the stock car and the super stock, the 95 machine, starting mid-pack in this one. Go on the inside of him though, he's had a very good season so far. The 94 car of Sam Wright, watch for him. Very quick car. 47, Bill Fletcher, the new car for him this year. The inside of him, Corey Baker, the 45, another guy who likes to use that bumper when required and when needed. Good to see Monique Gribble, the 142 car. Her first season out in a stock car, graduated from mini stocks. Starts down the rear of this one, but certainly no stranger and very keen to mix it up with the field. The Sensor Pro safety ute pulls away. Stock cars out on track for their first race of the season, and they're green and going already. It looks that the 96 car of Corey Allswell has issues. Stopped down there halfway on the front straight, and the car is still exposed on the track, so we'll see if we do go red. 712, Brody McNabb over on the back straight, certainly getting some attention as well. He's going to continue on, but it's going to be the 168 car of Corey Oram that's going to lead us early on in this one. Dave Moore, the 17H out of Huntley, hustling and chasing him. He's going to slip up the inside as we go red. And that's, of course, going to be for the 96. Down here on the front straight.
Yeah, the 96 of
Corey Lawton.
Yep, so it gave him pretty good. I think they gave him a pretty good chance to get going, but unfortunately, not the case. So we'll get him hooked up, pushed off into the infield.
Yeah, the position of the car there, all you just need to do is someone come through round down on that pole line, and he's got a very big impact.
Good night, nurse.
Let's see him. So good call there by the officials to move that car off the track. We'll just see what happens as well with the 17H of Dave Moore, if they're going to shift him.
Yeah, looks like it's the call coming to push him back a little bit late on the brakes.
So of course the clerk, of course, there giving him that word that that is what is required to be done. He's now going to put himself down back on the exit of turns 3 and 4 and right on the tail of the 168 of Corey Oram. So I just want to position him to where he was at the time, which is right on the tail of Corey Oram. So Oram is our race leader, the 168 machine from Dave Moore. It's going to be the start from these two that count to see who is going to lead this one away. 16 of Zach Ingram currently sits in third in the X2NZ Logan Peak car, with Dean Mulholland and Ben Ellis to make our top 5 with 9 to run. For heat number 1 of the stock cars. There's no doubt later on throughout the evening we're going to see the bumper work come into play. These guys are just having a few, well, guys and girls having a few laps at the moment to just be running around as we get the green rough and away. top 5, well, you can throw a blanket over them. They are very closely bunched at the moment as they go down through 1 and 2 onto the back straight. Dave Moore going to regain that race lead that he looked to have been getting earlier on as they go down through turns 3 and 4 and onto the front straight. 3 cars wide in stock cars for heat number 1 as they head down the front straight. A couple of cars drift wide. Lonigan there, the 95 Chester's Plumbing car, rubs the concrete wall down through 1 and 2. That now sees the 94 car of Sam Wright up into second spot and now challenging more for the race lead. The Auckland versus Huntley battle. Wright versus Moore as Moore gets put up and over. The first rollover for the season up onto his side. You can say he partially self-assisted himself to doing that with the 94 of Sam Wright. He got tagged and Sam Wright just slowly and kindly reversed him out into the wall. Now just for safety folks, those kids running over there, please do return back to where you were sitting. We know you all like to see what's going on, so you have done that now, so please kids do return back. It's simply for safety reasons with backfire from these cars. Well, there you go, Hayden. Dave Moore, he can put the title next to his name that he has had the first rollover of the season here up against the new wall.
He's out of the car as well, which is always good to see. Wait for these guys to get it sorted out, but what a race already in the stock cars. Heat 1, still got 6 laps to go. Already one up the wall, which is always nice to see.
All right, kids, while we've got you just for a second, we've got saloons coming up after this race as we get ourselves sorted. And then, because the families are here tonight, we've got a big fireworks display coming up, lolly cannon coming out. First lolly cannon coming out after the saloons, which are up next. And I think I might have to have a chat to the guy that has the first rollover at the new track at Waikaraka Park, because, boy, someone's got to be first. And that's not the sort of thing you want to do. But now it's done. Rest of the season's going to be great. So, saloons up next, lolly cannon. We'll take a little bit of a break and we get ready for some more great action coming up here at the new track at Waikaraka Speedway.
Brilliant stuff. It's just a shame, Hayden, that we've got a window in front of us, so we can't really get into those lollies, can we?
No, not really. I'd love to though. Maybe you could go run around the kids, mate. You'll be right.
Oh, we'll let the kids have them. So there you go, Fit Kids. Something to look forward to. That lolly cannon coming up very, very soon, because we've still got plenty of race action to come as well. It's only just the start. We're only into our third race of the evening. Of course, ahead of a very, very busy and full-on season come here at Waikaraka Speedway. Of course, don't forget as well, folks, if you are interested and if you are keen, next week we have the first of the season, the first Demolition Derby. If you have an old car at home that's no longer roadworthy or no longer able to be driven out on the road, get a hold of the promoter Bruce Robertson, get yourself in for a derby, or even have a chat to him about giving the car in for a derby. The details are there in the program, so that next Saturday night, of course, it's the Chemical Guys